Hello everyone. Let us continue with the discussion about advanced SQL commands. In the previous video, we discussed about functions, and in this video, let us look into the procedures. Like function, the PL bar SQL procedure is also a named part of the program, and it is meant for performing one or more specific task. So it is a named collection of procedural and SQL statements stored in the database as a schema object, and so it is also called as stored procedure. So this stored procedure is a reusable unit because it is already stored in the database, and so we can reuse it. Okay, so it is a reusable unit which encapsulates specific business logic of the applications. For example, we can create a procedure to represent a product C. Okay, a procedure may or may not return a value. That's a major difference between the function and the procedure. The function should return a value, but the procedure may or may not return a value. And procedure, like function, it can have 0 to many parameters. Now let us discuss about the various advantages of having this procedure. The first one is the productivity and ease of use. By designing the applications with the help of stored procedures, we can avoid redundant coding and thereby we can increase the productivity. And it is easy to use. The second one is the performance. It increases the performance. It reduces the network traffic and increases the performance. So by grouping the SQL statements, this procedure allows them to be executed with a single call. And this minimizes the use of slow networks and thereby reduces the network traffic, and it improves the round trip response time. So it requires only a 2 trip for a particular execution of a particular procedure block. Then the next point is it increases the scalability. Stored procedures increases the scalability by isolating the application processing on the server. The fourth point is it helps reduce the code publication by means of code isolation and code sharing, and thereby minimizes the chances of errors and the cost of application development and maintenance. So we can develop this program with a minimized cost, and the chance for occurring the errors will also be reduced since the code is isolated and is shared. And the next point is security. We can restrict the access to the Oracle data by allowing the users to manipulate the data only through stored procedures that execute with the privileges. Okay, so these are the various advantages of using procedures. Now let us look into the syntax of creating a procedure. The syntax is very similar to the function creation. Instead of the keyword function, here we are using the keyword procedure. As in the case of function, here also it consists of two parts, the header part as well as the body part. The procedure header part begins with a header which specifies the procedure name followed by the optional parameter list. It can have 0 to many parameters. So this parameter list is an optional one. So if we are having any parameter, it should be in the order parameter name, the parameter mode followed by the data type. The parameter mode can be either in mode, out mode, or in the in-out mode. Okay. The second part is the body part. The procedure body part consists of three main sections: declarative section, executable section, and the exception handling section. So among these three sections, only the executable section is the mandatory part, and it must contain at least one executable statement. So now let us look into some examples which make use of these procedures. The code is very similar to the usage of this function. The only difference is that at the end of this function, it should return a value. Whereas in the case of procedure, it just performs the action. There is no need to have this return statement. That's a major difference between this procedure and functions. Okay, now let us look into the example. We are going to calculate the sum of two numbers. Okay, so these two numbers are passed as parameters to the procedures named as sum. Okay, so this parameter x and y, they are in the in mode. That means they are meant for giving or inputting the value to the procedure. Then one more parameter, that is insert, it is in the out mode. That means it returns the value from the procedure. Okay, so in the executable area is we are giving the statement z is equal to x plus y. So that is the statement which is required to perform this particular action, right? So we are in need to calculate the sum of two numbers. So we can give this statement as z is equal to x plus y. Fine. So we are ending that procedure. Then to make use of this procedure, we need to call this procedure. Like function, here also we are calling this procedure. So for that, we are again starting with the begin, and we are passing the values to the variable a and b. Then we are calling the procedure sum with the parameters a, comma b, comma c. So the values of a 25, b is equal to 67. That one will be assigned to the variables x and y respectively. And C will be returned. C is in the out mode. So C will be returned with the values of A plus B. And we can make use of this dbms output dot put underscore line for displaying the value of C. Okay, so this procedure calling is very similar to the function calling. Here also we can give the function procedure name followed by the parameter list. Okay, so this is an example which make use of this procedures. Now let us look into the procedures which interacts with the database. So we are going to create a procedure which returns the total number of customers in the customer table. Okay, so we are going to create a procedure, create procedure total customers. Then we are giving, we are declaring a variable total number is equal to 0. Then begin, select count star into total from customers, end. Okay, so the count star, so that aggregate function calculates the total number of customers from the customer table, and that one will be assigned to the variable total. Okay, so to make use of this procedure, we need to call that procedure. So we are writing some set of statements for calling that. So declare C, it's a variable for storing that number of customers. Then begin, C is equal to, we are calling the procedure name. Here we are not having any parameters, so we are empty parentheses are used, total customers. Then using this dbms output package, we can display the value of the C. So the C will give the total number of customers in the customer table. Okay. Now look into another example. We are going to create a procedure which inserts the roll number and name of a student into the student table. Okay, so the command insert command can be used for inserting the details into a table, right? So the same command we are going to use here. So first we have to create a procedure. So the command create procedure, procedure name. Here the procedure name is insert student, and we have to pass two parameters, roll number and name, both in mode. Okay, then in the executable section, we have to give the insert command. Insert into, the table name is student, values, the roll number, comma name. The roll number, comma name, both are passed as a parameter to the procedure. Okay, and we end the procedure. Then, while calling this procedure, we have to pass two values. Okay, so the procedure name is insert student. Insert student, um, in the as the argument, we are passing the roll number as 101, and the string Deepa is passed as the name. Okay, so we are going to insert these records into the student table. For that, we are just calling the procedure name insert student 101 comma Deepa. Okay, and we can make use of a dbms dot underscore output dot put underscore line for displaying the statement that the details are gets inserted. Okay, when we look into that table, we can see that the roll number, comma, name. That table consists of a new record with the uh, details of Deepa. Okay, another example, we are going to get the details from the employee table for the given employee number. So in this example, we are making use of the data type, percentage type and percentage row type. This percentage type provides the data type of a variable or a database column to that variable. And this percentage row type provides the record type that represents the entire row of a table. Okay, so the type of that particular row, that type of the particular record, that is the percentage row type. Percentage type means it is the data type of a particular variable in the table. Okay, so we are making use of these two data types in this example. Okay, we are going to create a procedure for getting the details from the employee table for the given employee number. So the procedure name is get details, and we are passing two parameters. One is in mode and the other one is in the out mode. Employee number, we have to give the employee number. Okay, for the given employee number, that is the question for us, right? So we are passing that employee number to this procedure. Okay, so this the type of the employee number is percentage type. That means it is the data type of a variable in variable. Okay, then the emp details, that is in the out mode, which is having the same data type as the row type in that particular table. The table name is employee. So the employee percentage row type means the type of the particular row in the employee table. Then in the executable section, we are going to get the details. So the command is select command. We are going to get the details like employee number, e name, job, salary, and that one will be going to stored into emp details. This emp details is having the same data type as that of a row in the employee table. So all these details will be stored into the emp details. Then from the table employee, where the condition is e number is equal to emp number. E number is the variable in the employee table and emp number is the parameter that we are going to check. That means we are going to pass in this procedure. Okay, so we are going to compare these two, whether the employee number in the table is equal to the given employee number or the passing parameter value. Okay, so we are getting the details of an employee from the employee table for the given emp number using this select command. Okay, so to make use of this procedure, we are going to call that procedure. Okay, so we are again declaring a variable emp row, which is having the same data type as of a row in the employee table. Okay, then in the executable section, we are calling this procedure get details with the emp number as 101, comma, one of the parameter is in the out mode, right? So for that, we are giving the parameter as emp underscore row. Okay, so into this emp underscore row, all the details like e number, e name, job, salary will get stored once this get details procedure gets executed. So with the help of this print command, we can display that values. emp underscore row dot e number, emp underscore row dot e name, likewise emp underscore row dot job and emp underscore row dot salary. So using this dot operator, we can get the details that we stored into the emp underscore row table. Okay, for a given emp number. So the emp number that we passed here is 101. So we are given with a table which consists of id, name, job and salary. That means id, emp number, name, job and salary. Okay, now another example, get the count of instructors in the given department. Okay, so we have to pass the department name as the parameter. Then we are making use of this aggregate function count star, and we are checking whether the department name in the instructor table is equal to the department name that we passed as the parameter. So select count star, which is stored into the variable icount into icount from the variable name instructor, where instructor dot department name is equal to dname. Dname is the parameter that we are passing through the procedure. So we are comparing that, and with the help of this output statement, we are outputting the number of instructors in the department. In SQL Plus, we can make use of this command exec for executing this particular procedure. Okay, so exec, or you can give it as execute. Execute command can be used for executing a procedure. So execute exec, the procedure name is inst count. Then we have to give one parameter, that is the department name. Here we are going to give the parameter as MCA. So this procedure returns the number of instructors belongs to the MCA department. Okay. So to execute a procedure in the SQL Star Plus, the command is exec procedure name or execute procedure name. Example, execute get details. Okay. Then to drop a procedure that we created, we can make use of the command drop procedure. Drop procedure, procedure name. Drop procedure, get details. Okay. So in this video, we discussed about procedures, how to create a procedure, how to execute a procedure, and how to drop a procedure. And we also discussed some examples. Thank you.